Music is a universal language. It's on the level, in my world, with food and oxygen. You know, it's a need, it's a human need. I don't know why it's not listed in the Maslow's hierarchy. Music is essential like water. In the basic needs, that first thing, you need to feed yourself and you need to hydrate, and you need air, you need music. I gotta confess, I've been not an active player in the live music scene in this town since the 1990s, but I've of course observed college towns usually have more of a thriving music scene because young people converge on college campuses, and well, they all recognize the need for music.
I'm a digital media music student here at Fort Hays, but more importantly, I'm in a band called Primaire. We're kind of a shoegazy, noisy, rowdy band, and a lot of fun. We got our start around last year, and we've been playing some shows. I got started, I was a violinist and piano player. Those are my two main grinds. And I'm still into that, but not as much. And then I got my parents to buy me a guitar, and then I just immediately started working on writing music. Lately, all that Primaire has been playing is music that we've had to play for shows, but now that we're actively trying to make art that we care about, I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do, because everyone in here is super talented, and so just like actually having a vision instead of being like, we need to play for an hour, you know. I would obviously love more shows. I have a horrible habit in bands to play one good show and then stop playing in that band. And so like, and I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen, so we played Rockalua. Well, I probably had one of the better musical experiences of my life playing on that second night, and I just had an amazing time. I kind of got to see what the Hays music community has to offer, and I saw the supportiveness, just everyone being so supportive of the music that I and August and Nathan and I were making. And yeah, that was kind of my first taste, and that's what made me love this music scene, basically.
Tell you, for being a small town, it's very diverse right now.
Oh, like you and me have lived here for a long time, and I think this is probably the most active that I've seen the music scene since like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
maybe.
it really is.
You know.
This one is about being fucking angry, smoking cigarettes, and killing somebody in Mexico. So.
It is really interesting to hear the live music around here and how it is a lot of the in-between stuff. You're not getting really like classic rock, or I mean, you get influences from everything, but it's not just like, you know, pop,
it's not by
country.
the books.
Yeah, it's just people being creative in their own ways, and it's really cool to like see people come out and kind of be interested in it.
That's music.
That's what got me into this. I'm along for the ride right now, so. But I'm excited to see where it goes. You got the Long Face Dogs, and you got like, and they know a whole bunch of bands and stuff, and you got like the other bands that play like Action Boys and stuff like that, and we all know each other pretty intimately, and we hang out with each other like we're not playing too. It's really cool. I mean, you can see how people progress and like how new songs and stuff come together. It's nice, interesting to see, and there's like a lot of local support.
You go to shows in other towns, cities, and no one's into it, and everyone's just looking at their camera. Everyone's a critic, dude. That's all people do is they're critiquing the show, entertain me. They're never there to enjoy the show. And that's the best part about this town is they do just go to enjoy the show, and they participate in the show, and they're a part of it, and it's like an interactive sort of thing instead of like some asshole just sitting there like, amuse me, come on, you know what I mean? And that's what it is nowadays, and it really, really sucks. So the fact that people come out and people dance in Hayes and have a good time is badass, because it's not like that in Lawrence, it's not like that in Denver, it's not like that anywhere else I've gone.
So I went to a Long-Faced Dog show at the bowling alley in Hayes, and I was rocking out, hanging out, and I noticed Sophie, and I had seen Sophie play with her previous band, Fact and Friction. I just found her on Facebook, and I messaged her, and I was like, I want to be in a band, I have some ideas, and I can send you a couple things, and we can get together and jam. And we started jamming, and that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much a year ago, and we are like just now really getting serious.
Look into my eyes, look into my these other eyes, and you can hear the lies, and you can hear the subtle and the petty lies.
The music scene in Hayes, it's fairly decent for the size of the town and where the town's located. There's not a whole lot of stuff going on. We're on I-70, so I'm absolutely certain there are bands going in and out through Hayes, not stopping, because you know there isn't any place to play, and it's kind of a small place, and we have Denver and Kansas City on either side, and there's just bands going through all the time, and I would like to see more music, obviously.
My dad went to college here, and he said the music scene when he was here was like amazing and had like pretty big bands come through and play. So I do wish that Hayes was more like the place to go for music instead of Lawrence or Wichita or Kansas City.
I had a couple of neighbors that were older than me where I grew up, and they were always playing these cool albums and got me into music. But I can tell you, when I heard Led Zeppelin, that's when I wanted to play guitar. I formed a band a few years ago now with some local guys, and we just kind of had to get a feel for each other to see what we wanted to play. But we're finally getting ready to come here to this studio and record our songs, and that was kind of the ultimate goal. We just needed to get the feel for what we could all do and what we were capable of to begin with. I think in the local scene here, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good creativity, and it's like a mesh of everything pulled together. Something will pop up on Facebook or other social media that, hey, there's this other local band that I haven't even heard of yet. So there's a lot of creativity going on and lots of different influences. Bands are kind of working together and supporting each other to put on some other shows too. And that's also good. So who knows where it's going to go, but I like what I see right now.
And then on the back, you can see I still got the panel out up there.
Yeah.
So I put a microphone down inside of it, and then I put a condenser mic that was kind of facing up to it like it was a singer singing into it. And so this is just some of the raw playback that we actually got. There's something that was cultivated here in this particular community, and to be able to have the opportunity that I don't want to necessarily commit to playing music, but I want to try to help make people better. We want to be an audio production company, Heavy 11 Productions. So if there's somebody that wants a radio jingle, if somebody wants a radio ad, if there's some creative pieces that they want to put together as far as an audio piece go, that's something that we're looking for. The only band that we can officially say that we've engineered and co-produced has been the Action Boys. We want more bands to be able to come in and take a look at what we're doing.
But we're looking to try to do as many bands as possible, especially from the local scene. You know, try to help bolster up the local scene, the quality of the material, the quality of the sound, and get everyone involved in it. Just simply want to provide the professional audio experience here at this studio at Heavy 11. That's the one corner of the overall music scene, I guess.
I have a couple of children, and both of them are involved in music in one way or the other. So I get to see what's going on with the current scene kind of from a distance. And it seems there's a lot more people with gear and the willingness and the inclination to do it now, but a lot fewer venues that want to make their money-making ventures go along with live music.
Well, like us and like all the other local bands in town, you know, we do what we can, but like it's just, I don't know, there's just not a set venue or like venues where like people are welcome. Like, I mean, we have the people who want to come see what's going on, you know, like people want this to happen. People want there to be a music scene, but some people don't want to see that.
Does it sound good? Is everything balanced? Does it have slightly piney afternotes?
I've been told by a lot of bar owners in this town over the last 12 years that live music just doesn't really do it, Garrett. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. Some of the major club owners, well, there's two in particular that we have made. I mean, I myself over the last decade have made shit at least 30 grand. I'm not even shitting. Like, they'd have nothing the rest of the year. Seriously.
When I was like 14, 15 years old, there was a guy in this town named Levi, and he would have shows in his house, and he'd rent the Armory, and he'd rent other places like that. And so that's what I kind of foresee it to be. Like, I don't think you should have to be 21 years old to come and enjoy live music. So I wish there was more opportunity for everyone to come and enjoy it, because it would be nice if there was any venue in this town that like catered to live music, anything. And it'd be nice if there was a place just to play shows that didn't require you to be 21 or even 18.
It's super easy to say, you know, we need more venues, but in reality that takes like a monetary investment that no one in any band here has. So like, I think that needs to start from the ground up, that need, because first what happens is the music scene, and second, once that creates a need, maybe this idea of more venues and more bands will happen. So like, if there are enough bands, then they'll be like, we need more places. So maybe, just maybe, if we got enough money together. But at the same time, I don't want it to be about money. I genuinely feel like there's a way to do DIY shows, whether they're outside, whether they're in bars, whether they're wherever. It can happen, whether there's no monetary investment. I'm playing shows, we usually play them for like free to $50 in between each of us, because we just want to do it, and I care about my art so much, and I really just want people to hear it and be a part of the space that we're creating. And that's really all I care about, that and eating.
Rockalua is a small music festival located in Hays, Kansas. This year will be the 5th year. It's basically a showcase of the local bands and lots of like regional bands, and it varies in genre. It's all over the place with the style of music. It started in 2012. I was in a band called Tulips Time Bombs. and we wanted to do like a tour kickoff show. And the owner of the bar that we played was Dave Gray, and we played at Sanger's, and he suggested doing like some kind of yearly event type thing, and I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yes, yeah, I did used to own a venue here in town. It's important. It does help a live scene. Obviously, it'll go on without it. If there isn't a venue that's dedicated to live music, people will still want to create. So that's still there. In Hayes, it's hard to do just because of the size of the population. It would be nice to see a venue dedicated to that, but almost every venue has to cater to everybody because of where we are and what we're working with.
Every town should have a music scene, big or small, and whereas we are a smaller town, when there are shows, it's kind of a bigger deal.
Like, there's a huge misconception that the one way to support music is to make it, but you have to go out and see it. Like, I'm okay with seeing the same band 3 times if it means supporting them and giving them a place and maybe a reason to make new music.
Even though you can stream the music, go to a live show, buy the merch. Maybe if you're not buying the album anymore and you're going to stream that, buy the t-shirt, buy the hat, the wristband, something else to support the bands. And Gene Simmons is wrong. Rock's not dead. Keep going to the live shows.
It's just a good scene here. There's a lot of good stuff going on in Hayes, and we need to show people that.
When I actually started playing, the original music scene was almost non-existent, and there's a lot of new bands now in the last few years. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get a lot of these bands to a professional quality. That's what I'd like to see, and then that hopefully will inspire those currently in middle school and high school to start doing it.
Music is what people want to do, so yeah, you can smell it. Yeah, you can smell it.
Well, down here you can.
Yeah, down here you smell it.
Human beings seek a spiritual sort of fulfillment in some way. Some people find their spiritual fulfillment in a religion, but a same sort of feeling of communion with the human race can be achieved at a concert. Music is not just important because it's like air and water and food. It's also important for spiritual fulfillment, in my opinion.
Break them bottles, smash them cans, the kids are out of hand again. You led me to the river bed, you laid with me and you softly said, smash them, and the kids are at it once again. You led me to the river bed, you laid with me and you softly said, you feel good in the cold. You feel good in the cold. Feel good.